Hey there, entrepreneurs, business owners, and coaches. Welcome back. My name is Yvonne, and I'm a certified business and finance coach with a master's degree in business administration and 2 decades of experience. And I'm here really to help entrepreneurs and small business owners build their dream business and achieve financial mastery. So if you want to learn about building wealth, growing your business, and achieving financial freedom, then you are in the right place, my friend. Today we're talking about something that's absolutely crucial, and that's the power of a will. Now I know what you're thinking, wills? That's for people that are older, or maybe the uber wealthy. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. In fact, if you've got a business, if you have a growing family, or even just assets that you care about, this message is for you. You see, creating a will is one of the most loving and responsible things that you can do for your family, your business, and yourself. Protect your wealth, secure your legacy, and give yourself that peace of mind that you and your family deserves. You see, when you approach the subject of a will, it's good to have a heart-centered approach. You see, because from a spiritual perspective, having a will can be seen as a way to express your intentions and values and to ensure that your legacy aligns with your beliefs after death. It really allows for more of a thoughtful distribution of assets and provides a framework for how your loved ones will be taken care of in the event of your passing. I want to share this with you before we dive into this topic. And a lot of times when I have seen others speak about wills and things like that, they just kind of jump into the mechanics of things. But I want to touch on the emotions because I think it's so important to honor that and not dismiss that or pretend that it doesn't exist. The reality is the fear of death is real. And a lot of us procrastinate in creating a will because of this fear that we don't really want to approach this subject or talk about it in fear that, well, if we talk about it, then we may manifest it or that we may create it through preparing for it. Or maybe just a general fear of death or not wanting to even consider it as a possibility, right? But we have to be comfortable. This culture has to get comfortable with it. Other cultures actually celebrate that and understand that that's just a part of life and a part of the soul's journey. It's just a little bitty part of eternity. So, you see, the fear of death truly is one of the greatest tools used to control people as well. See, when you're afraid to die, you're easier to manipulate and less likely to truly live. And I think we can all agree that we know what this fear of death can do. It can make people not use their critical thinking skills. It'll make people not question things. It'll make people just jump and do something that can go against their own values just because of fear. You see, fear is paralyzing. And so what we've got to get over is this fear so that we are empowered, okay? And honestly, deep inside of you, you may already intuitively know that death is just a new beginning. Trust, okay? Trust. And I want to say this before we jump in to this topic. I'm not going to rush it because I'm going to honor this for you. Trust that what lies beyond is filled with peace, with purpose, and the continuation of your story in a beautiful new form. So if this topic is uncomfortable for you, do the inner work to free yourself from the fear of death. Don't allow that to control you, or you will be controlled. In fact, controlled in limiting yourself to taking care of things, such as doing a will. You see, you are love. my friend. You are the embodiment of love. And there is no fear in love. So that fear has no hold on you. It doesn't even belong to you. It's been projected onto you. So get rid of it. And oftentimes it's just the lack of education that makes people fearful. You see, when you research a topic and understand it thoroughly, then you're no longer in fear of it. And you free yourself because you have a new perspective, right? So early on, humans were fearful of the night and had stories on it, and you've got all these myths on different things because of fear. And people were controlled because of that and manipulated. But education, awareness, you're no longer in fear of that. And those stories become myths, right? So, and you outgrow that fear. So we have outgrown certain fears as a culture, but one fear that we have yet to outgrow is the fear of death. So be part of the movement to step into love. And really, it's that heart-centered approach that will help you melt away these fears that do not belong to you. Freedom begins when you realize that death is not an enemy, but a natural transition. And your soul is eternal. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see that creating a will isn't just about paperwork. It's about peace of mind and ensuring that your loved ones are protected no matter what happens. You see, this is not just a mechanical thing of creating a will. There are emotions involved, right? There's an emotion involved, and you want to honor that, okay? So do the inner work necessary to get your nervous system aligned and okay with this process that you're going to go through. In fact, my Financial Freedom Accelerator Academy is a program designed to help you go deeper on these types of financial subjects, not only to build wealth, but to protect it from generations to come. And also the mindset, the identity shift, the embodiment, right? And the nervous system's upgrades that you're going to have to do to get to the next level of your wealth. Okay, so click on the link in the description box below to learn more about how I can help you with that. I also offer one-on-one coaching packages, so you can pick which one is your favorite. Now, let me tell you a hypothetical story about why a will matters. Let's talk about the story of Jason and Emily. So, Jason was a successful business owner. And he always says, well, I'll get around to making a will someday. Oh, I don't have time, right? I don't have time. But someday is not a day of the week. I've heard of Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah, no, there's no someday. Someday never came. Tragically, Jason passed away due to an unexpected medical condition. And without a will, his assets were tied up in court for years. His family argued over who got what, and his business suffered because no one was clearly in charge. On top of that grief, his family was left with stress, uncertainty, and legal battles. And like it happens with many families, they end up fighting, arguing, all because of this one situation that could have been handled differently. In a time of grief, in a time of stillness and peace, was really a time of turmoil, right? Discord, chaos. So now let's talk about Emily. She also ran a thriving business, but she took the time to create a will. And when she passed, unexpectedly due to a circumstance, a medical condition, everything was clear. Her assets went to her family. Her kids had guardians. Her smaller kids had guardians that she had chosen and they had agreed beforehand to be the guardians. And her business transitioned seamlessly to a trusted partner that she had appointed and that had agreed to take this on in her will. And you see the difference? See, Emily's will gave her family peace of mind during one of the hardest times in their lives. And you see, that is the power of a will. You see, it protects your loved ones and honors your wishes. So I want you to begin to see that connection, the spiritual necessity of a will. So what is a will exactly? Well, let's break that down into the 3 elements of a will. I'm gonna, again, I can't go too deep here, but we'll skim the surface just so that you have a good understanding and at least have enough to send you on your way with making the right choices for you and your family. So think of it as your final love letter to your family and the people that you care about. You see, a will is a legal document that lets you, 1, name your beneficiaries. And beneficiaries are the people or the charities that are going to inherit your assets, whether it's the business asset, property assets, savings, or even sentimental items like art, jewelry. So a will ensures that everything goes where you want it to go. So that's the first thing. Beneficiaries. The second is it designates guardians for your minor children. So if you're a parent of children, this is huge. It's going to allow you to choose who will take care of your kids if, God forbid, something happens to you. And without it, it's the court that decides, and it might not align with your wishes. Okay? Now, the third is it appoints an executor. So this is a person that you're going to trust, and they're going to be the ones to carry out your will, and they're going to manage your estate, pay any debts, and make sure everything is distributed according to your plan. Now, those are the 3 key elements. Now, without a will, here's the reality. It's the state laws, and it's called intestate laws, that would decide what happens to your assets. And let's be real, it's probably not what you want, okay? So now, business owners and entrepreneurs, listen up. This is especially important for you. If you own a business, what happens to it when you're gone? Do you know? Have you thought about that? Does it get passed to a partner, a family member, or sold to someone you trust? Or does it collapse because no plan is in place? You see, a will allows you to outline exactly what should happen to your business. And you can name a successor or take over operations, ensure your family gets the financial value of the business, and prevent disputes among family members or partners. See, protecting your business means protecting your legacy. You work too hard to let your business fall apart, right? How do you get started with creating a will? That might be your next question. Like, okay, I get the elements. Okay, so what do I do to get started? Well, it's easier than you think. I know it can feel overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be. Here are some 5 basic steps for you to get started. The first thing is you're going to want to do is list your assets. So write down everything that you own, your business, properties, bank accounts, investments, even personal belongings. Second, choose your beneficiary. So who do you want to inherit what, right? So now you've got the list of the stuff you have, right? Your assets and things. Okay, so for each of those, identify who you would like to inherit that. And be specific. Again, it could be a person, it could be a charity that is near and dear to you. Then the third is name a guardian for your kids. So if you have children, decide who will take care of them and have these sensitive conversations and see how they feel and if they also agree. Then you want to appoint an executor. So choose someone you trust to manage everything. And this is going to be someone that is going to just ensure that everything is going to march according to your plan. Okay? Work with a professional. You know, an estate attorney or an estate planner can really help you draft a solid, legally binding will. And here's a tip. Don't put this off until someday. Remember, there is no such thing as someday on the calendar. So put the date on the calendar of by this date, I'll have a draft of my will at the very least. And then just work through that and let the calendar be your guide, because a lot of times this definitely a will is something that is easily in the bottom of the priority when it comes to things we've got to do, because we all have very busy lives. So this definitely gets to the bottom of the shuffle. But make sure it's in your calendar. You've spoken to your spouse and you are in agreement on this date and march towards that. You see, life is unpredictable, and getting a plan in place now will bring you and your family an incredible peace of mind. You know, there are many resources that you can use to help you create your will. So for example, an estate planning attorney is a good start. And you might be a little fuzzy on what they do and who they are. So just a little tidbit on this. An estate planning attorney they're the people that are going to help you with your wills. They specialize in creating legal documents and strategies to help individuals and families to manage assets, plan for inheritance, and minimize taxes after death. So they can help you draft a will, a trust, healthcare, and financial powers of attorney. Also, too, estate planning attorneys can create a plan tailored to your situation and can help you avoid costly probate. Now, when choosing an estate planning attorney, you can consider things like how much experience they have, what are their qualifications, what's their fee structure, and determine how comfortable and compatible you are with working with them. Also, you want to confirm if they specialize in estate planning and if that is in fact their focus. At the very least, confirm whether estate planning is at least 50% of their practice and whether they also practice probate. You see, if they don't practice probate, you should consider hiring a probate attorney just to double check and make sure your interests are legitimately protected. So to be clear, let's step back a little bit. There's two roles we just talked about. The estate attorney, and that's the person that handles pre-death planning. Before death. So any planning like creating and managing your estate, documents, etc. On the other hand, the probate attorney handles post-death. So when something actually happens, God forbid, they are the post-death. That's where they come in, navigating the probate process and settling the estate. So that's why I'm saying, and it's recommended to have your will created by the estate attorney reviewed by the probate if that attorney does not handle any probate and doesn't have that experience. Now, the truth is, creating a will and protecting your wealth is not about fearing the future. It's about preparing for it. There are many factors to consider when preparing for and creating your will, and steps to take after the will is created. Okay, so now if you're ready to take this seriously and start protecting your wealth, consider investing time and resources in learning about personal finances, because personal finance is more than just creating a budget, saving money, and investing. There's a whole world of information that you should know, and it's not fair for you to remain in a blur with all of these topics. There's a lot. So if you're interested in taking this next step, and this is not for everyone, right? This is only for those that are really invested in themselves, that are seeking for more information to help feel empowered, that are ready for the identity shift and the mindset shift to help them step up in their life. I want to invite you to join my Financial Freedom Accelerator Academy.
I'm hungry.
Oh, he's hungry. Hey, Luca, say hi.
Hi.
Okay, that's my son. Gianna, you want to say hi?
Hi.
Okay, she didn't. Mommy didn't get your hits. It's very early. That's why I was drinking coffee. But okay, so can you sit there next to mommy so mommy can finish the video?
What?
Okay, I'll be right there. So I just wanted to share with you quickly before wrapping up. In this program, I guide you step by step to not just build wealth, but also protect it with strategies like estate planning, succession planning, and more. So you're gonna learn how to secure your assets and business for future generations and build a financial foundation that lasts. Click the link in the description to learn more and join the program. Let's make sure you and your family and your business are taken care of no matter what. So if you made it to the end, drop a heart emoji in the comments. I'd love to see that. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your family, friends, and fellow entrepreneurs and business owners. And until next time, stay inspired, stay intentional, and keep building your financial legacy with love and light. Till next time.
Are you dying?